Hi guys, and welcome to hotmatrixx unofficial bot tutorial series number 5B. I need more coffee. Maths operators. So what I'd like to show you just very quickly while we're here is on each of my bots, as I name them, I drop this block here. This print block comes from the text file down here, this thing, and I put that at the top of each of my bots so that I can keep track of which is which when I'm running multiple tabs. So you see I've got different versions of this bot plus like different bots. Just this one's called simple bot, parser, the original bot, and the one I'm going to mess around with and show you some stuff today. So just while we're here, I'll just clean this up a little. What am I doing? Let's just clean this up this way. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to get straight into it. Maths operators. The first one I share is this one, Constrain. I use that all the time when I'm setting my stake, because as those of you who do this a lot know, there's a minimum stake and a maximum stake and so on and so forth. So if I'm doing some complex maths operation, I can set my stake to within some numbers. And quite often this is what I'll do, is I'll have a couple of variables that I have initialized here at run once at start, and I will use them as my highs and lows. That's pretty much Constrain. If you set a negative number, it will set it to this number. Both of these numbers have to be positive, but they don't have to be integers. They could be decimals, but they do have to be positive. Alright, next I should show you maybe random, remainder, constraint, yeah, okay, random. So random is any integer, see is it in the description, from 1 to any number you want, and it counts up by 1. So if you put 2, there we go, 1, 2, and then that'll be able to stop. So you can put 100, you can put 1000, it doesn't matter, but it can't be a decimal, and it just generates a random integer for you. So you just, set stake to random integer. That's pretty much all there is to that block. The one under that is interesting, the random fraction block. Now what that does is sets your variable to a fraction between 0.0 and 0.99 recurring. So it will not be 1, it will always be less than 1, but will be somewhere between 0 and 1. I think if you mouse over, it actually explains it. There you go. So that's random fraction. Remainder of, I'm sure most of you know how to divide by now. Sum of list is good for getting averages of lists, because you can pick the minimum of a list and the maximum of a list, average, obviously, standard dev. So we'll work with that one more when we actually get into lists. Change item, we've done that. Square root's good because it's got special functions underneath it. The absolute and the negative are the ones that I use a lot, but it's also got exponential functions. So absolute always returns the positive value of something. So if I've got this value here, 1 minus 3, so if I put that to stake right now, stake would go stake equals 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3 is negative 2, and we can't have a negative 2, but we can do this and it will always return the positive version, so it will become positive 2. So stake will become 2. So that's what the absolute function does, and then under that you've got the negative, and I find that relatively handy when I want to change something by a certain amount. So if I want to change the stake by negative, if I want to change the stake by -1, then I can change the stake by -1. Or obviously it could be a multiplier. Now interesting, if I do this, if I put -2 on that one there, this will actually give me the +2 But remember that is different to absolute, because if this was a plus and that was a 4, I put this on, this would now return me -4. And if this had been in the absolute, it would still return me +4, because it always returns the positive. It just removes the minus from the front if there is one. Odd and even, if you guys are into that kind of thing, it returns true or false. So if you have an if statement, it will return true or false for an if statement. So you got in here just special operators, pi, theta, some interesting stuff. You can mess with that if you want yourselves. And that's the rest of the maths operators looked at. So I think we can leave this tutorial here, and I will see you guys in the next one.